Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Green Lantern Silver Surfer crossover. And what's really interesting about this particular crossover that was written by Ron Mars is that this sort of sparks the whole Marvel versus DC crossover. Stuff that goes down here lead to that story. And Silver Surfer and Green Lantern that fight in that story recognize each other. They remember what happened during this story. So the basic premise of the story is Silver Surfer comes across with Cyborg traveling across the galaxy. Now, how the hell he ended up in the main Marvel universe? So we're going to get a little bit ahead of ourselves because it's all Thanos' fault. Thanos is trying to find ultimate weapon in his search across many universes. He discovers the DC universe. He discovers the existence of the Green Lanterns. And he basically wants to steal and harness the power of Oa. If I get anything wrong about Green Lantern lore, please forgive me because I'm not too familiar with it. And this story itself, it's very DC heavy. It's like you could feel it's more on the DC side of things. So the whole story, like I'm sort of in the dark. What's the situation with Parallax? I know this guy. I think I can't even remember his name. I think it's Kyle. He's like the third or fourth Green Lantern. But the thing is, he crosses paths with Terrax. And here's just one little minor gripe that I have with this story is that Terrax, his axe doesn't look like that. Like he has sort of a classic design to the axe. So Terrax arrives, confronts Green Lantern. They battle it out while Silver Surfer's fighting against Cyborg. Parallax arrives. Parallax has a huge beef against Cyborg because I think he destroyed his hometown or city. And I'm not too familiar with DC lore, especially during this time. So Green Lantern is able to defeat Terrax with the help of Thanos. And here's sort of the weird thing because Terrax speaks out loud in front of Green Lantern that Thanos had sent him to this galaxy to hunt him down. And then it's sort of like brushed away that this is mentioned in the first place. And Green Lantern is willing to work with Thanos because he doesn't know he's a bad guy yet. Same thing happens in reverse. Parallax searches for Silver Surfer. Down Cyborg. Cyborg sort of gets away. But seemingly Silver Surfer and Parallax seem to have some things in common, especially the more tragic aspects of their lives. So they decide to work together. Obviously, Parallax wants to use Silver Surfer for his own evil needs, which I'm not, again, I don't know what's his beef with the Green Lantern Corps and with Oa and all that, because it seems to be pointing in that direction. While Thanos totally dupes the Green Lantern into trying to help him. Obviously, Thanos is going to pull a fast one on him. All of reality and all the universes in deep peril. So, Silver Surfer decides to give Parallax his cosmic powers. Parallax is starting to rebuild worlds. In this case, this was the world that was destroyed by Cyborg. So, while this is happening, Thanos is trying to use Green Lantern's ring to capture and harness all the power of Oa. This will obviously lead to the confrontation between Parallax and Silver Surfer and Thanos with Green Lantern. And obviously what's going to happen is, even though we have the classic superhero misunderstanding at first, Green Lantern fighting against Silver Surfer, but everyone wants to see this fight. But after very brief altercation, both realize that their respective associates are evil as hell, and they're going to destroy all of reality if any of the two go through with their plan. So, after a ultra mega epic battle between our heroes, Silver Surfer and Green Lantern make up, become friends. Each one goes to their respective realities, but this whole confrontation sort of like leaves a little tear in the fabric of hard to explain. It's like the point where both of these realities are tied together. This will lead to the whole Marvel versus Capcom. I said Marvel versus Capcom. Marvel versus DC, or DC versus Marvel crossover. That the premise of the story is sort of stupid, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna leave this video here. See you guys next time. Bye.